There's this really famous interview that I did with Boosie. It was kind of like that signature piece that kind of got us
rocking.
That got us rocking, and it was the Hypnotized with Hatred interview, where he talked about how he had to move out of Baton Rouge because he felt that everyone in that city started to become hypnotized with hatred about him. Where, you know, all the guys that were competing with him or may not have liked him, you know, their girls playing Boosie in the car, and then they turn on the radio and it's Boosie, and they see, you know, club flyers and Boosie's at the mall with all his jewelry, and it just started to become so bad. He felt that so many people just were getting jealous and started to hate him that he just moved out of Atlanta.
And that's what it be based on. It be the guys who, you know, once dap you down when you had one song out, but when and they develop envy because they go home, they get out the car with their friend, with their other partner, and he listening to your music. They walk in the house, they girl listening to your music. They go downstairs, the kids doing a dance to your music. Now they are hypnotized with hatred. They are hypnotized with hatred. They didn't go downstairs. They niece ain't even spoke to them when they walk in the house. They just singing Boosie. They niece ain't didn't say, hey, uncle, or nothing. They just singing Boosie. They get back in the car and go to the store with they cousin in the car. They say, oh, that's a car like Boosie. That's a car like Boosie. Okay, they let son get in the car. Dad, I want some chains like Boosie. All right, now you hypnotized with hatred. I'm tired of hearing about him. I'm tired of hearing about this guy. I know what I'm gonna do. And that's how it started, man. They get hypnotized. They get hypnotized, man.
And when I interviewed Mo3, I brought up that interview, and he said, and we talked about it. He said, yo, that interview he felt kind of changed his life and made him rethink everything. But he also said that he's not moving out of Dallas at the time. And you know, he what he said sort of was kind of chilling, because I went back and, you know, I listened to it again, and we'll play that little part now where he said, well, he said, I use security sometimes, but in general, I don't use security. It's not like anyone's gonna try to chase me down or nothing. I think it was on Say Cheese that you talked about our VladTV interview, you know, how most rappers getting killed in their own city. You know, the Boosie interview. You said that really affected you.
Nah.
I mean, being the hottest rapper in Dallas, you know, comes a lot of love, but also comes a lot of hate, especially when you're the only one, you know, at the time.
Yeah.
So what started coming in terms of the hate part?
Like, what you mean?
Well, just being in your neighborhood and being Mo3 the famous rapper, instead of just being Mo3 the neighborhood star.
It started with the hate. The hates in the neighborhood started with old gang members that I used to get into when I was right here at this level. Even when that beef was dead, once I got here, they just restarted it all over again. You know what I'm saying? This was a perfect time for them to be on. This was a perfect time for them to be heard, and, you know, shit. And it was like easy. It was right up their alley. Like, shit, we done already beef with Mo3 before when he was just that Mo3. It ain't gonna be hard. You get what I'm saying? Like, you know, so that's where the hate started with that. Like, yeah. And you know, shit, everybody ain't a fan of you. So them became haters. The people who don't like you, they became haters. So it's like, shit, it circulated. But different situations, it get realer and realer. It get worse and worse. Like, so, you know.
Which is exactly what happened. Exactly. Literally, someone chased him down.
That's exactly what happened. I mean, that read, the reports read like some hitman shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, he said, they said he noticed they was following him. He stopped at a gas station. They still following him. He jumped on the freeway. He dipping and diving. He must know what's up or knows who it is. He dipping and diving. He know they ain't playing, and crashes, and then starts running. And then start running, which means, which sounds hard. It sounds like a freaking movie. And it leads me to believe that maybe he didn't have nothing on him.
Well, there's that. And then, you know, you talk about people's street code where, me personally, if a car was chasing me, I would call 911. Right? And I'd say, hey, I'm so-and-so. Here's where I am. I'm being chased by a car. It looks like they're trying to do me harm. Please send someone.
Yeah.
Right? That's what I would do.
Yeah, that's a smart thing to do. I don't. You can call me a pussy all you want,
all
motherfucker.
you want, all you
Stop
want.
it.
But you got to think an artist like Mo3, who's a street artist, is probably thinking, well, if I call the police and they see that it gets out that I called the police, and let's say the 911 call comes out, as it does a lot,
Sure.
and they hear my scared voice on this 911 call, my career might be over.
Career over, life over.
Right.
I'm choosing life. I would choose. Look, we can work all that other stuff out later.
You and I mean, are older, right? Yeah. I'm in my 40s. You're in your 50s. Like a 20-something-year-old who's trying to get his career popped off, and he's got a following, but he hasn't popped off yet, is thinking it on things a little bit differently. He's thinking, yo, if my career ends, my life is over. It's the same thing.
Yeah. Yeah, and look, reputation is big.
Yeah.
In these certain circles, like I said, that'd be too much on my head. You know what I'm saying? Like I got enough problems. I don't want no beef to that extent. It's not, you know what I mean? Like you can argue and have disagreements with people, but I mean, and look, the business we've chosen, sometimes, you get into arguments and discrepancies and people lie and steal and cheat. Mm-hmm. But I'm not going to kill anybody behind that. And I would never try to never do anything to somebody that would make them want to do that to me. So, and as time goes on, like you said, as you get older, you start to make better choices. So you're not messing around with somebody's girl, or you're not doing somebody just dead up dirty on a deal, or fucking them over by not giving them information that they need. And coming up and for example, dealing with artists that I've dealt with over the years, I've always tried my best to be as straightforward and transparent as possible. Because in my time, I've done well, but there's been opportunities and situations where I got beat, and people that I trusted flipped and turned on me and stole from me. Mm-hmm. And it's like a weird vibe. I mean, when things like that happen, what happened to me and people that I know, it's weird. I feel terrible. When somebody does that to me, I feel terrible because I know how good I am, inside. I'm far from a perfect person, but I know, I'm like, dude, you stole from me? You stole from me. I put you on. You know what I mean? Or, we did things together. We accomplished things together. I trusted you with this, that, and the third, and you stole from me?
Are these known people that stole from you?
Accountants, business manager, people like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There might have been a couple of funky dealings with people that people might know, but I let shit like that go. I say, you know what? I'll go get another bag.
Right.
Go have that. Go enjoy it. You know what I'm saying? So, that's the thing about it. But dude, I can't imagine having to walk around all day with the jammy, and I'm looking everywhere. All over, it's like a we walking like a goddamn squirrel. Like you can't. How can you enjoy that fine car you got? How can you enjoy all the trappings and the wealth that you've accrued?